Hi everyone. So welcome back for another day of speech, and I have our speech agenda here. And our first thing is we're going to go over the title and the author. We're going to pre-read our questions, read the story, and then answer questions, and we can go back and even prove the answers in our story like we've done before. Okay, so our title is Finding Spring by Karen Berger. And look at that, we've already done our first job. So I'm going to go ahead and check that off. And we're going to go and pre-read our questions. We're going to use a graphic organizer, and graphic organizers are awesome because it kind of helps you go a little bit deeper into a story or break apart and understand a story a little bit better. And so this graphic organizer is specifically for finding spring. And it's going to have us look at the important characters in the story. We're going to think about the setting in the story, and the setting is the place that it actually happens. Where were they? The problem in the story. What went wrong? What were they trying to do? And then how did they solve it? The story solution. All right, so let's see here. I'm going to check off our graphic organizer questions, and we're going to now read the story. So, Finding Spring. The forest was growing cold. Mama said that soon it would be time to sleep, but all Maurice could think about was his first spring. He seems pretty excited. S-P-R-I-G, spring, S-P-R-I-N-G, he sang as they filled up on berries. He's so excited. I know that feeling. I wish it was spring right now, Maurice told Mama. Waiting is hard, she said. Right now, it's time to sleep. I don't think he wants to hear that. Maybe you will dream about spring, Mama whispered. Soon she was softly snoring, but Maurice was wide awake. Sometimes it's so hard to sleep when you're excited. I will go find spring, he said. Here he goes. And off he went. All by himself. Let's see. Where is he going to explore to? Everyone in the forest was busy. I'm looking for spring, Maurice told Squirrel. That might take a while, Squirrel chittered, turning to burrow a large acorn. I'm looking for spring, he told Rabbit. Not yet, Rabbit giggled, before dashing into a warm burrow. Deer didn't even look from her grass. I'm looking for spring, he told Robin. Everything in its time, Robin said. Then she flew south. They all knew that you can't have spring too early. Each thing takes time. The woods smelled musky, and there was something new and tangy in the air. This was new to him. I smell spring, said Maurice as he hurried along. Suddenly, Maurice felt an icy sting on his nose. Is that spring? He asked. A beautiful crystal landed on his paw. Spring! I guess for someone who doesn't know, it makes sense to him. The crystal disappeared, but soon there was another, and another, and another. Maurice chased after them. Spring was hard to catch. He chased them, past the dry leaves, past the bare branches, over the frozen stream. He's trying to catch those. All the way to the great hill. Wow, said Maurice. We know it's not spring, but it sure is beautiful. S-P-R-I-N-G, spring. I found spring, he sang, as he scooped up a bit to take home. He wants to share his excitement with his mama. Back in the den, Maurice snuggled happily against his mama. He slept and slept and slept. Everybody's hibernating. When he woke up, everyone had already gathered in the meadow. I brought you some spring, Maurice announced. But spring was gone. Where is it? He asked. Spring can be hard to find, said Robin. Maybe it's hiding, Rabbit giggled. Deer just blinked. Sometimes you really have to search, said Squirrel. Let's look again, Mama said. I feel like we're struggling to find spring this year. So Maurice led them back in through the forest. He saw blooming branches and bright green buds. He saw the rushing stream. Everything had changed, and Maurice knew just what to do. To the great hill, he cried. And at last, there it was. Maurice had finally found Spring. Just what he was waiting for. Look at how excited he is, and all his mom and his friends are enjoying in the excitement of spring. The end. That's awesome. Cute story. So we read our story, number 3, and now we're going to answer the questions and we're going to prove the answers from the story. So we're going to see number 1. The first part is the important characters. So on the cover here is the main character. So he definitely is important. And if we don't remember what his name is, it was mentioned a bunch of times, but right here, we can always go back and we can find Maurice. That's the main character. So we're going to write Maurice. And right here, he's with someone he loves very much, and that is his Mama. And we can even go back and we can find Mama. And then if we do another picture walk, there's some of the characters here that are kind of hiding. But when he goes in the forest, he actually kind of meets up with them. We scroll through a little bit. And on this page, it kind of shows all of his friends that he kind of connected with. But we're just going to say his animal friends. And the next question says the setting of the story. So we're going to think, if you look at the pictures, everything is in the woods that you see. And there's, you could say woods, but I remember hearing the very first sentence. It said, the forest was growing cold. So you could say woods or forest. I'm going to write both because both are right. All right, woods or the forest. And then what was the problem in the story? Well, Maurice was pretty anxious about something. He even snuck out here so he could go find spring. So I'm going to say Maurice couldn't wait to find spring. He thought he found it. But I'm going to go like this. We know he didn't. I'm going to show you which part I'm thinking about when he thought he found it. If you remember, he had a snowball that he brought back to share with his mama and all his friends. But what happened to the snowball as he slept? It melted, and when he woke up, the snowball was gone, and he realized, wait a second, that actually probably wasn't spring, that was winter. And what was the solution in the story? So over here, you can see the story solution was he realized it wasn't spring. And I'm going to say his friends and family helped him find the true, I'm going to say joys of spring, the beauty of spring. And I'm going to show you that page that makes me think about where he really realizes, and you can almost see that joy and excitement that he's feeling when he actually finds spring. I hope he realizes it was well worth sleeping and waiting for. Sometimes good things you have to wait for. So I'm going to get my marker over here and show you that we are all done answering, and we went back and we proved our answers back in the story. So I want to thank you guys again for joining me, and I can't wait to see you next week. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Have a good week. Bye.